Okay, today we're going to talk about what's in my camera bag. Okay, to start, this is the Peter McKinnon Everyday Camera Bag from Nomadic. Weatherproof outside, neat little Pete's Pyro Life touch. Holds my gimbal, the other side usually holds my tripod. If I wasn't using it, magnetic flaps, top flap. We'll get into it when I start talking more about the bag itself. But I ordered this bag back in April of 2021, which I didn't know would take a year to get it, but I was one of the first backers on Kickstarter. I'm glad I was, because this has replaced a couple of my other camera bags. I really like backpacks and camera bags, so I have quite a few. And I could never find one that really fit what I truly wanted in a camera bag, and this can hold all of my camera gear, it can hold some extras in the top, and it can also hold my laptop at the same time. So, this is my DJI Ronin S that I keep in the side pocket, clip on the side, this comes out, and I keep the tripod part in this top pocket, and we'll get into the top pocket a little bit later, but we'll screw this on really quick. We'll lay this over here. So that stays in that side pocket. Other side, we have our laptop sleeve. i9 MacBook Pro. Ordered it right before the M1 came out, so that was kind of butthurt moment, but you know, it happens. So fully spec'd i9 MacBook Pro. Right here I have my slip drive, which is one of my recent favorite purchases. This actually holds the, it holds, let's see, my SSDs, because usually I don't opt out for storage on laptops. I'll get all the pro specs, but these are the SanDisk rugged drives. These are two 1 terabyte SanDisk Pro SSDs. These are great. SanDisk Extreme Pro Portable SSD is what they're called. I'll have all the stuff linked in the description, but this is a little hermit shell that I bought. It's called Hermit Shell. Let's see if this, come on. Hermit Shell, and it's a little hardcover case, holds 2 of these and holds the cables that come along with it. Pretty neat little product. Found it on Amazon. But overall really helpful, keeps everything kind of organized, which is great. So in the top, we have our small rig multi-tool, has all the different things on it. It has all the different Allen keys and flatheads and that kind of stuff, and I can use it for camera cages, tripod mounts, anything that I need to mount to the camera. I have a little Samsung 10,000 milliamp hour battery bank that has wireless charging on the front if I need to charge my phone. A couple USB-Cs on the bottom. And lastly, in this top pocket, I keep these cheap in-ear monitor style headphones, which I've learned to really like. They're way more comfortable than your typical AirPods. They're usually always tangled. There's no good way to wrap them. But I keep them, there's a front pocket right here that I always keep these in if I need to monitor audio. I'll link these in the description. These are actually a really good buy. They have a little mic on them. They're like 50 bucks. Really worth the buy. And I use them pretty much every day. So now let's get into the actual bag. So this is my camera bag. To start, we have my A7R3. This is my photo camera. I've had this one for, God, like 5 years now, 4 years now. So this thing's great, 42 megapixels. I'll put all the little specs and stuff on the screen. But this has been my photo camera for the past, God, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. Really great camera. Don't think I'm getting rid of it anytime soon. I don't need the extra megapixels. 42 seems to be the sweet spot. I don't need 62 or whatever the R4 is. Next is the lens. well, first lens, my main lens actually that I use the most. Tamron 28-75 f2.8 Mark 1. It's not the version 2 that just came out. This thing works great, keeps up with G Master 24-70s that I've used before, but I use that thing for everything. Super light actually compared to the G Master lenses, which I also like. I'm filming on the A7S III with the 16-35 G Master f2.8. And my microphone is the Rode Link wireless lav system, so not quite the Rode Wireless Go, but version before that. Still really popular, works really well, and I use rechargeable batteries for it, so I never run out of battery, so that's great. And my camera is actually in the Tilta Pro cage for the A7S III, and I have the full 15mm rail attachment, and I have a whole rig. That'll be a whole nother video, will be like my cinema rig for my A7S III. Next lens is the Sony Zeiss 35mm f1.4. This thing's great. It's got the adjustable aperture ring. Let's see if I can keep it in focus for more than a few seconds. But yeah, great lens. Stops down really nice. Can declick the aperture ring, which is great for video. I'm filming this at 35mm. I would usually use this most likely if I didn't have to get a little bit wider for the bag and everything else. But another great lens. Another thing I like to keep in my bag are some Canon FD vintage lenses. This is one of my favorite. It's the FD 135mm. Kind of a weird focal length, but I like the compression. It's a prime. And I have these Photo-C, let me see if I can get this. The Photo-C FD to E-mount adapters. And so those, I have a bunch of those. They stay on my Canon FD lenses. I have 4 or 5 of them. But this, it's a 135-35, a little bit of a weird combo, but it's also an SSC lens, so it has a really nice coating. Helps with flares. Just looks really filmic. The Canon FD lenses always look really filmic, and I like how they look with the Sony mirrorless, and I'm glad that we can use them on the Sony mirrorless. And then the other Canon FD lens that I usually keep in here is either the 50mm 1.8 or 2.8 or the 24mm 2.8. Let's see if I can get this in here. Neat little lens. Gives me a little wide field of view. They're both obviously manual focus lenses, but they provide one of those filmic qualities that is really nice to have when you're on location or just walking around for photo or video. This thing would be obviously my little SD card holder. This is a JJC SD card holder. Holds all my SD cards. It's watertight. Nice little rugged Amazon find. This is a good one. We have my little filter holder. It's purple on the inside, but can hold my filters. I have my little ND filters. I have my CPL and my black mist filters. Also, this was another Amazon find. Just helps keep down from using a bunch of these individual filter cases. And I can just keep it in the main slot in my bag. Next is this Pixel Liber. It's similar to a Lume Cube panel or an Aperture MC. Little panel, can turn it on, USB-C rechargeable, turn it on. Can turn on USB-C rechargeable, obviously color brightness and color adjustable or temp adjustable. It's got, let's see, it's got hue and saturation scales. You can change colors. It's got full RGB selective, so if you have an RGB code, you can change it to whatever amount of that you want. And it also has effects like lightning, cinema, police, ambulance, fire truck, RGB, slow RGB, candle, SOS, and so on. So this is really handy, whether it's mounted on top of my photo camera or my video camera. If I'm in a really tight space and I don't have a place to put a big light, then this is great. So finally, we have my Peak Design slide light strap. Hooks onto my photo camera with the anchors. This is really nice. I've had this for a few years. The quick release length adjustability is honestly the best part, and the fact that you can hook it on and off is also really great. And this is my Mikey, whatever you want to call it, Dual battery grip for my A7R3. I use this a lot with photo gigs. If I'm only doing photo, I'll pretty much use this entirely. It just gives me longer battery life. I don't have to swap batteries nearly as much, which is really nice. But yeah, this one's really helpful. I've had this one probably as long as I've had my camera. Obviously, a couple extra batteries. Sony, for both my cameras, they luckily take the same batteries. I keep lens cap and cover. Obviously. And then I also keep step-up rings. Some of my lenses are not all the same. These are just some Amazon step-up rings. They've done me well. Helps me mount either one of my larger filters or something to kind of those in-between lenses that you don't normally keep different lenses for. Or different filters for, I should say. And that's what's in my camera bag. Keeps everything kind of light. This top pocket also opens from the back, which is really nice. Nomadic and Peter did a really good job with this backpack. I can't compliment them enough. Also, I can take out all of my organizers, which is right here. I can take out all of my organizers, pull that out, and then lift this up so it's a full pocket, or I can push this down so it's also a full pocket. Again, that opens like that. It's magnetic up here, which is really nice. But now let's pack this back up, and I'll show you what it looks like packed up. And then my A7S III would go right here. And then obviously these lenses would get swapped out if I needed anything in specific. Sometimes I'll put my Air 2S up here. There's enough space, but this goes up here. This goes up here. Headphones will also go up here. That gets closed. Sometimes on occasion, I will bring my video mic, Rode Video Mic Pro. I just don't use it for my talking head stuff. It doesn't do that well. My apartment's not sound treated, so this just picks up a lot of echo. It's easier to use the lab mic setup, but this side will also sometimes go in here like that, but we'll leave that out for now. Multi-tool also either goes in here, or in this front pocket. Put it back in here for now. Close that. So that's the complete one of those. Here. I also, last bit, have my Peak Design capture clip on this strap of the backpack. Really nice, really helpful. I'll put that on either one of my cameras if I have to kind of keep it out while I have my backpack on. So guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hit the subscribe button, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. Obviously comment if you want to see any other types of videos on any specific gear that I have, whether you want to see my filming setup for my apartment or anything so on. But yeah, that's without me sounding like too much of a YouTuber, this is that's pretty much it. So I'll catch you next time. See ya.